Hey, value investors. How are you guys doing today? Um, I could be making videos every day. Um, but ideally, what I would like to do normally is, you do some research, you pick a company or multiple companies, and I like to let them ride for a couple years, at least 2 years, usually. A lot of times, maybe I'll find something better, and I will change my starting decision, and maybe when I started looking, there wasn't a 10 bagger out there. Maybe it was a 4 bagger or a 3 bagger or just a double up, and maybe I found something better. Maybe that was less risky and had a more of an upside. Um, I just happened to peek at my account, and as you know, I have around, I don't know, a little over 900 shares of this company, and I paid around 10,000 for it. I think my buy a little more than 10,000. I think my buy price was 1204. I was down substantially. It was at seven something. Not that long ago, a couple months ago, it was at seven something. Let me see if I can go back here. I mean, in March, it was in the sixes. I was sad because I was down. I was down close to 50%. I was down at least 40%. And anytime you have $10,000 invested in a company and you're down half, I mean, what do most people do? Most people would sell, right? Well, I think I had 5,000 in. Then when it dropped so much, I think I put more in. I think that's what happened. So I had doubled down when I didn't buy it at six something, but it was in the sevens when I was adding on to the position. And when I bought it, the 52-week range was, uh, I don't know, 12 to 25. And now the range is 6 to 15. The reason this went up so substantially, like you see in the past month, it's just been going up, and especially the last 5 days. I don't know what day this was. Maybe this was a weekend or something. I don't. No, this was Monday. All right, so Monday it just jumped from four, almost a buck, and then Thursday it's gone up more. So, but basically, it's gone up $2 in a week, which is 20%. It went up almost 7% yesterday. Um, the reason why it's going up is a company had offered to buy it out. Um, Let me see. They wanted to acquire a 34% stake for $2 billion. Preferred shares, Nebraska climbed as much as 13% on Monday. Longest winning streak in more than 2 years. Unipart offered 36.5 realized per share. The proposal is a 42.5% premium compared to the closing price on June 9th. There's different articles. There was another one I saw. Not on here, but let me see what this one was. They're basically trying to buy the company for 7.8 billion. Petrobras holds a 36% stake in Brasem as well as 47% of its voting shares. So, I mean, if they get bought out, I also own Petrobras as well. Um, I don't own as much as Petrobras as I do BAK, but I still own, um, I don't know, close to 1,000 or so, which I know isn't much. It's 10 times more than 10,000, but anyway, I was down. I don't know. I went from down 40% when it was like seven. It was like $7.70 or something, and I had, you know, doubled down a little bit, and now my average buy price is 12.05. In the last 2 weeks, basically, I am up pretty much 3 grand on 900 shares. Now I am now I went from a negative 40% to a positive. And now the question is, do I wait a little while longer? Um, do I sell part of my position because I really don't want to be in 10 grand in any one company per se? Um, I kind of had to because I was down so much, and I just wanted to double down and try to. I was pretty sure at some point in the future the price was going to go back to $25, and it might take a couple of years. But I was pretty sure it would go back to 25 within the next year or so, or even this year. Um, but if it gets bought out, it could go up more. Another 15, 20% maybe. If the buyout offers fade away, then it could go back down in the dumps. So it's a risk. I don't. Uh, I'm gonna watch it tomorrow. I'm gonna watch it probably next week and see what happens. And um, I might unload a little. I might unload some of my position because I really don't want to be this heavy um, in any one company. But I do think it's undervalued. I do think it's a good deal. I think it's a good value. I mean, right now, you could buy every share in the company for less than 5 billion, and if people are willing to pay 10 billion, that would definitely double the price. Granted, they do have debt. Um, Let me see. As you can see here, according to Yahoo, which is not always accurate, but the book value per share is 1966. Total cash 16 billion. Total cash per share $40. But they got a lot of debt too. I don't know. I bought this company basically purely on uh, being undervalued in so many different ways. Just using screeners. And this happened to be the most undervalued company at the time that I was looking, and that was why I had chose this one. Now, if I'd have done it at a different point in time, I'm sure I would have probably made a different decision, maybe. But one thing I liked was the cash flow. I mean, just their tangible assets are over 4 billion. Working capital, and granted, I think this is in really else or whatever the hell it is, which is what, like a 5 to 1. It takes like 5 Relios for $1 or something like that, or 4 Relios. I don't even know off the top of my head, but tangible book value. But like I said, these are in Relios, so take that into account. And the earnings per share are negative right now, but they did pay a hell of a big dividend not that long ago. I remember getting a dividend from them, actually probably a couple dividends. So so I really wasn't as down as much as I said I was, because I didn't take into account the the dividend that was paid. But if you're looking for a mover, this is something to keep an eye on. I mean, if you bought at 6 and and you're worried that it might go back down to 6 something, sell it. If you think it's going back to 25, which I'm more inclined to think. I mean, I could take a very, 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 very tiny profit and maybe sell half of my position and still keep half and let the other half ride. That way, I'm not overly invested in this company. But yeah, guys, that's a big swing. From being down 3 or 4 thousand on this company to being, well, for me, I'm not up 3,000, but since I was down 3 or 4 thousand, now I'm basically in the positive. That's a big swing, and a lot of people can't handle these swings. They panic, they get emotional. I do my research, and I don't always make the right decisions sometimes, but right or wrong, I mean, I'm going to live with whatever my decision is, and sometimes you're right, sometimes you're wrong. I mean, all I need to do is be right more times than I'm wrong to be profitable. To be a good trader, to be a good investor, I should say. I don't want to be a trader. I want to be an investor, someone who buys businesses. And I mean, we'll see what happens. Thanks for listening, guys.